That was The Strokes. Good morning, Josh Widdicombe on XFM. Here we are, Saturday morning, with producer Neil.
Good morning.
Not just producer Neil, obviously. Not that wouldn't be worth staying tuned for, if anyone does tune anymore. No, is it possible to tune into XFM?
Yeah, because that's what people are doing right now.
I thought on digital I wouldn't count as tuning in.
Well, you still do. You still have to press the button or turn the knob.
I'm not sure I'm buying that, but we'll go with it. You know, I'm sure that'll come up next week in some kind of gripe from the listener. Not just discussions about how digital radio works, but Nish Kumar, Aisling B, James Acaster. What a stellar lineup! Stellar lineup. That's one of my characters. She's coming in next week. What would you do if I decided I was going to do a drag act called Stellar Lineup and I wanted to change the show to the Stellar Lineup show?
I'd embrace it. I'd like to initially start off by having her as kind of a reoccurring guest and feature.
Yeah.
And then slowly just integrate her way into the show.
Well, you know how Mrs. Merton started as Frank Sidebottom's neighbour, just on his radio show? I mean, I think Stellar Lineup could be a...
She could be the cleaner that accidentally kind of puts the Hoover on each Saturday morning in the show.
Well, there we go. So we've got Aisling B, James Acaster, Nish Kumar and Stellar Lineup coming up.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Now, time for any other business in which we pick holes in last week's show. It's our kind of version of Points of View, though we want people to be more pernickety. So, and each one, I don't know if you've got a bell this week, have you?
No, the bell has gone missing.
The bell has gone missing.
I'll send out an all-staff email.
Okay. So, you're either going to uphold or reject. So, the first one, here we go. Good day, Josh and producer Neil. It does say love from Australia at the end, so apparently that is actually how they talk. It's not just a joke.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Oh, when I went out there, I was shocked as well that all the stereotypes you can imagine are true.
Right. Good day, Josh and producer Neil. I have listening to your show. If you're going to do an AOB, don't put a typo in it. We'll carry on. I have listening to your show for a long time, but have had no qualms with anything that has been said thus far. Until, that is, your March 15th show, where Josh said that Julius Caesar had said et tu Brute, meaning, not you Brutus, and that's when I decided to write. Et tu Brute actually means you too Brutus, ? Which I think you'll agree is very different from not you Brutus. I don't think it is that different. From my understanding, and I might be wrong on this, is when Julius Caesar was being knifed by his own people. Brutus, who was one of his allies, also knifed him. And he said, I mean, not you, Brutus, would be... with a question mark, not you, Brutus, is the same as you too, Brutus.
But you got it wrong, and this is about pointing inaccuracies for the show.
I would disagree with her point than very different.
Well, it is very different.
No, very different would be if he'd said, come on, Brutus, play the game. Other than that, I love your show and hope you boys have a great weekend. I think you've got to uphold, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely upholding that, Natasha from Australia.
Good work, Natasha. Hi, Josh. Last week, when referring to petty grudges, you were telling a story about a boy who missed out on shaking hands with a cricket legend's hand. # no idea who, I'm not a cricket fan, close brackets. And you questioned whether what you said was libel. I think you meant slander, as libel is deflammatory lies which are in the written form. Regards, Kate Wright Stockport.
No brainer, upheld. Well done.
Exactly the kind of thing we're looking for. Although, annoying that she didn't do the research. Would you describe Hansi Cronje as a cricketing legend?
I'm a bit like Kate. I don't really know cricket. I know him from Question of Sport and stuff like that, but not.
I don't think he ever did Question of Sport.
Well, he was the subject of some questions, but I don't
know if he was. He was certainly from the police. He was subject to some questions. Best era: Beaumont versus Botham. Dear Josh and producer Neil, our producer Fernie. Oh, that's an interesting.
Oh,
how do you feel about that? A bit over-familiar.
That's fine. No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for your invitation to correspond with you whenever I see fit. My friends and I often listen to the programme live, or starting from 11 a.m. GMT, as we have jobs at the Grand Central Apple Store and possess the XFM iPhone app. So does that mean they pipe it into the Apple Store?
I would like to think so, but maybe they just have it on near the staff Genius Bar.
Amazing. Imagine if, because we've heard, well, let's go to the end. The mornings are not as busy So we have time to gather around an iPhone and laugh at you and producer Fernie's musings. Regards, Georgianne. Now, a few things. We've had, obviously, Georgianne has taken up the baton because we said, one of our American listeners, and as we said, she can correspond anytime she wants. Or was she just in America?
She described herself last week as an expat.
An expat, right. Much like Pam St. Clement. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Georgianne, thank you very much. Keep corresponding. Dear Josh and producer Neil, I'm a friend of your expat, Georgianne, and a recent convert to your podcast. Songs. In case you haven't noticed, you often say what song you have played and are going to play. A lot of the time, those songs are in my possession, or maybe swiftly search on YouTube, Eliza the German.
What a great middle name.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
Now, Neil.
Yes.
Yes. You haven't done your catchphrase, which is important.
Good morning.
There you go. Now, Neil, we come to our today's text topics. 2 of them, as always, just because we're not confident that one of them will carry us through 3 hours. That should be our catchphrase.
There might not be enough in this.
There might not be enough in this. I think there is in both. So, number 1, and you came up with this, Neil.
Yeah, I walk to work along a river each morning as I go to the train station.
Do you walk along rivers? No.
I was walking along and a guy was coming towards me walking his dog, and I've got quite big feet and I'm quite uncoordinated.
What size are your feet?
Size 12.
Really?
Yeah.
They are big.
Yeah.
Do you think that, because you wear Converse, that's a gamble with size 12 feet, because Converse make your feet look longer anyway, don't they? Because of the way they're shaped.
I hadn't thought about it, but...
Old canoe feet over there.
Walking along. And the guy's dog came towards me, and I kind of stumbled and accidentally kicked a stick that was on the towpath into the dog's face.
Oh my God. Oh no.
And it kind of... What
was the dog?
It was a little Westie terrier thing.
How big was the stick?
Quite substantial, I'd say.
I mean, you're not... There's a terrible scenario in which you've hurt 2 animals if it was a stick insect.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
And you've...
Just launched it into the face of a dog.
One species against another. So some kind of battle of the species.
Yeah, but the dog kind of shot me like a really dirty look, as if to say, "What'd you do that for?" And the guy,
I'm not sure he did, Neil.
Well, it stopped and just kind of looked.
Yeah.
And the guy looked at me.
What did the guy do?
I said, "Oh, sorry," and he went, "Oh, no worries."
Traditionally, dogs like sticks.
Yeah, but I think they kind of like to.
They like them on their own terms, don't they?
Rather than his stick to the face.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but it was accidental.
You don't want to give him a stick, do you? Why did you stumble? Because you're excited about the dog?
Well, it was quite a narrow path, so I was kind of trying to... And it's still slightly flooded as well. So I was kind of...
He had his eye out.
I know, exactly.
So, your subject is sticks to the face?
No, I'm now convinced that dog hates me. So it was animals or pets that hate you.
Oh, that's good. So you walk in the same route every day?
Yeah.
So there's a chance you're going to walk past that dog again?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen him before?
No, that was the first time, to be honest.
Oh, and you really set your stall out to attack. You really marked your territory.
I tried.
Probably the best way to mark your territory against a dog. If you'd done it in the traditional sense, that would have been hugely unacceptable. Oh, that's good. So we will be talking about pets that hate you. And the other one, now this is unbelievable. I kind of feel like this happened to you as well. We really should... You should kind of tell the story on this as well, shouldn't you? Because...
Okay.
It didn't happen to me.
No, it didn't. I mean, I've tweeted about it, so some people know about it, but I got a big parcel here at XFM, which is unusual. I don't really get much post, so I was quite excited. And within it were 4 sachets of Angel Delight, which was amazing. But also 4...
You know they can be used in bomb making, so I just started to worry.
They can't. And also 4 T-shirts with people's various slogans from the show. Catchphrases. So
wow.
My one says morning.
Your one says morning.
I'm guessing that's for me.
I'm holding up Acasters now, which says Scrape Master. I love the fact they're fruit of the loom. But we don't know who sent this to us.
But this is it. There was no note.
Thank you.
Yeah, so if it was you...
They're amazing. They're really well printed.
Yeah, someone's taken a lot of...
Lovely font.
Time, effort, font. So I'll tweet a picture of you holding yours up, Josh.
Yeah, do.
I
mean, that's amazing. What, like I've just signed for a football team?
Yeah, holding it up. So the other text topic was mysterious things in the post.
This is the best present we've ever received. Well, have you ever received a present in radio before?
Yeah.
Oh. Should we be... I mean, we're really talking this up. Are we soliciting for better presents?
No. I mean, once at another radio station, bars who make Iron Brew sent me 4 cases.
Really?
That was a good month I had.
And is that when you started to think you were Scottish? Did they have the running thing at that old radio station that you weren't Scottish there as well?
No, they believed me.
They believed you?
Because it's true on my passport.
Unbelievable. So those are the topics. Oh, it's very exciting. Well, are we going to make the guests wear the T-shirts when they come in?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, good.
Definitely.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast. XFM.
Elastica on XFM. A much underrated album, Neil.
Oh, debut album. Fantastic.
Debut album, fantastic. Second album.
Menace, wasn't it?
The Menace, yeah.
The Menace. Good, but not well received.
Good, it's good, but it's not right.
Okay.
I think that's how Roy Walker would have described it. It wasn't well received, was it? Unlike the present we received. Now, we are talking about pets that hated you. We've had one from Cameron Ward, sorry. Cameron White is an all-rounder who plays for the Australian one-day team. That's very unlikely. But if you're listening, Cameron Ward, this is quite the opus. So strap in, pull up a beanbag. We had a cat that hated everyone, constantly biting people and other animals. When our other cat died, we buried him in the garden. Rubbish, evil cat changed his usual toilet spot and did a dump on the grave. Looked into my dad's eyes the entire time with a smug look on his face. I'm not sure that's... I wonder whether they put too much personality on that cat.
Maybe the cat was showing its respect.
Because there'd be a smell, so it'd be marking its territory.
Yeah, or showing its respect in its own unique way.
Oh yeah, showing it in a similar way to when you die.
Thanks, mate.
I won't. There's no way I'll outlive you. You're a far healthier man. Anyway, this cat, he died last year and is not missed at all.
Wow.
That's a harsh ending. Should we do a lighter one?
Yeah.
Just to bring up the mood and then play a song. Mm-hmm. What song are we going to play?
We're going to be playing Miles Kane, Inhaler.
Okay. So this is going to cheer you all up before Miles Kane. My boyfriend's cat urinated inside my handbag and pooped on my scarf during the same night. Thank you, Licky's tweets.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
That was Elbow, New York Morning. The number one album, Elbow. Band, whatever you say. I don't know how you phrase it. Now we come to Nishipedia.
Good morning. Or is it?
Wow, Nish. You think that is just a mere catchphrase, but as you've seen on Twitter.
This is the thing that has made me happiest in years. I was actually with the Scrape Master James Acaster.
Were you?
When we found out about this on Twitter.
Really? So tell me.
Well, this is the mysterious parcel I received this week that contained T-shirts with these kind of catchphrases of the various contributors, friends of the show, printed upon them. So there you go, Nish.
Oh, that is incredible.
You said off air that this isn't the first time you've had...
This week has been a bumper crop of sightings, because it turns out I don't often visit my YouTube page with good reason.
No, yeah,
but several people have started commenting on
Finally, you're in tune with the nation.
Mainly my YouTube page is people not only describing how much they dislike what the video contains, but also most of the complaints I seem to get are, is this supposed to be comedy?
Oh.
Like I've completely misunderstood the genre that I was aiming for. But there's a weird trend of people now just writing, or is it? Underneath my YouTube video. And then my friend, the comedian Tom Neenan, was in a branch of, I think he said it was Zara. And one of the employees arrived for work and said, good morning. And his co-worker said, or is it?
Amazing!
But Tom was like, I mean...
You've got to ask.
Those are two common phrases. Yeah. You've got to ask. And he went up to the counter and said, where have you heard that phrase from? Sorry, this is a bit of a weird question, but where have you heard that phrase from? I was like, where? From the Josh Widdicombe podcast on XFM.
Yes!
Oh, wow.
We did it.
We've made it.
Did he say his connection to you?
And Tom's quite a nervous and polite man. And I think what will have happened, he inadvertently sometimes can look like a bit of a creep to people. So I can almost guarantee what happened is he went, oh, I also know of him. And just slunk out really creepily.
And there was another one.
Yeah, I got somebody tweeted me after a gig saying when you said good evening when you came out on stage this evening, I had to resist the urge to shout, or is it?
Now,
down to serious business. Vaccines contain microchips designed to turn us into robots.
Wow, that is interesting. What, in their pedestrian indie rock?
Oh, burn on the vaccines!
No, I didn't mean that. Vaccines.
So, yes, this conspiracy theory is that the swine flu vaccine actually contained tiny little microchips which were embedded in people's bloodstreams and designed to turn them into automatons. And actually, no, there's two reasons. There's two reasons that these would contain microchips. One of them is to turn us all into robots, and the second one is our old friends, the NSA.
Oh. Well, the doctor's in on it.
Basically, what's happened is, as microchips are getting smaller, there's a Florida company that's got one that essentially you can stick on your finger and it just looks like a tiny little black dot. So as microchip technology is getting smaller, some brainiac has obviously seen that.
Like one of those fake moles.
Yeah, it almost looks like... Basically, microchips are now the size of Cindy Crawford's most famous facial feature. So anyway, because there is a whole group of people who are hostile to the concept of vaccinations. All of them nonsense.
Yeah.
But this one may be the biggest piece of nonsense. So the allegations are, and it's again, I love the fact that they don't pick a side. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons adventure story, depending on what type of crazy you feel like being on that day. If it's NSA crazy, these are microchips designed to monitor our every single movement. Although, in an era of Facebook and Twitter where we post that information voluntarily.
I've got an Oyster card to do that, mate.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's either NSA surveillance or... every single vaccination you've ever taken has a stage of a microchip in it, which is eventually going to be used to join up and turn us into robots.
I mean, I don't think that's going to happen because this one's rubbish. This one, I don't believe this one for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't believe any of them, but this one,
this one is particularly
bad.
It's particular rubbish.
Neil,
Like the measles, it's not going in my body. Or Nishipedia.
Well, Nish, it's been a pleasure. But
remember to keep sending us stuff with our catchphrases written on them. We may be joking about it, but it's really important to all of us.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Now we are joined by our first guest show debutante, Aisling B.
Hello,
Have you been
Josh.
a debutante before?
I have at my own. I went to 2 Debs at home.
Did you?
One was the lads' school Debs, and then I also went.
Did
to
you
the
go
girls'
as a
school
date
Debs.
on the lads' school?
Yeah, I went as a date on the
Who
lads'
with?
school Deb. Owen Mearns, a Christmas tree farmer.
That's not a job.
Well, it is around Christmas. And
So what did he do for the rest of the year?
Oh, just waits. He just waits. No, they're
For his money to roll in.
for his, I'm just waiting for it to rain cash. He
So you
Christmas tree
didn't
farmer.
you didn't think about sticking with him and enjoying the
No.
Christmas tree millions?
Mainly because he just couldn't talk to me.
No.
So what ended up happening was, I think your dress looks nice. Oh my God, that's really nice of you to say. I think your tux looks really nice. And thank you so much for getting me those chocolates. They were really, really nice. And I think my mother really, really liked them. Oh my God, you didn't have to give me a flower. That's so nice of you. So anyways, do you think we're going to have a good night? What sort of music do you think you're going to play? I don't know. Like, it was basically that for...
Christmas trees.
I do. My mother still gets her Christmas trees from the family. And they still ask about me and show Mammy the picture of me in the hallway.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
very sweet. I've never been to Have you been to a ball, Neil?
A couple, yeah.
You've had a bow?
Yeah, at secondary school
morning?
and then college and then uni.
Uni?
Yeah, we had uni balls.
Doesn't.
No.
Oh, do you know what? There's a lot of bad press about a uni ball, but does the job.
I don't understand why I didn't go to these things.
I don't know why you didn't.
Why? I mean,
Don't think we did them
even
in Devon.
nerds go. I don't understand why you got left out.
No, it's not because there was
bring your
one.
sister.
It's not because there was one. I wouldn't go with my sister. That would be low.
So you go on your own.
I ate on my own in Nando's once,
Oh,
and
just a
I
big
went-
tub of coleslaw.
yeah, it was cried into my coleslaw. What heat do you want it? Just anything to stop the tears. I ate on my own in Nando's, and after you go up to order, I went up there, came back, 2 people had sat in my chairs. So I just went to a different table because I was psyched out by it because I couldn't go. Sorry, I'm sat here on my own.
They're my chair.
And then they got delivered my food, and I had to kind of go over. And go, oh, that's actually mine. Thank you very much. Oh, it was humiliating.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah. So cheers for bringing that up.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
The Josh Widdicombe Show on XM, joined by producer Neil
Good morning.
and of course Miss Aisling B.
Morning good.
Oh,
I just thought, everyone seems to have a catchphrase.
I know.
Everyone, all the people who come in, you've got Nish and James have all got T-shirts.
Does it? It feels like
Morning
a bad week to
good.
come in on your debut, and everyone else is prancing around in their catchphrase T-shirts.
Yeah, and I
It
just
feels
feel
like
a
you've
bit-
come on the most self-indulgent show that's ever been made.
I do, but I don't mind that. I just want to also be self-indulgent. I don't want to be
Okay.
left out of the self-indulgent truth.
Well, good news on this show, you won't be left out of the self-indulgence. Now,
Morning good.
Morning Good. If we receive a T-shirt with Morning Good on it, it's going to be very exciting. Hint.
You could
Now,
give me one, then just put me in front of a mirror, and I go, "Oh my god, I can't believe my teeth! It's amazing."
Right, these are the two topics we're chatting about this morning.
Okay.
Number one, pets or animals that hated you. Now, have you got a pet, presumably?
No, I'd love a dog, but they get robbed out of gardens, don't they? People go.
Do they?
Yeah, big time. You can't leave your dog in a garden, or a man in a cloak
dog robbers?
comes down. The dog robbers, notorious. Ha ha ha! We are the dog robbers. See,
That was the film that's a film that needs to be made.
dog robbers.
Owen Wilson and Simon Pegg in the Dog Robbers.
Hey man, we're just trying to rob some dogs. That's all we're trying to do. Not trying to hurt them or nothing.
What would happen in the Dog Robbers?
The dog robbers would be someone playing with their dog in the garden. Then the doorbell rings, and they go, "Oh, I better go check what that's about." And then Owen Wilson's at the door going, "Hey, ma'am, are you interested in buying any products?" I'm like, "Oh God, I don't know if I am interested." All the while, Simon
Pegg's in
Pegg
the back garden,
is out
putting
in
a
the back
dog in a
garden,
bag.
do it up to his old tricks again.
But then, presumably throughout the film, they'll meet. One of them, maybe the more likeable one, which would be Peg, presumably, would meet a girl who he falls in love with, and she's got a dog. And then Owen Wilson wants to rob the dog, but he loves the girl too much and he realises you shouldn't rob dogs.
Oh, you can't be robbing those dogs, man. You gotta stop robbing dogs.
If that does... So any
We have this
studio-
on record
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
just in case.
That's on record.
This is on record.
This is on record. Now, these are some people
Oh, yeah.
that had animals that didn't like them. Neil, would you prefer Molly Stewart or Lucy?
I'll have Molly.
I'm glad you picked Molly. What a name. Molly
I
Stewart.
think we'll go with both because they are related to each other.
All right, let's have Molly first.
They're both under the subject I'd call fish death.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, Molly Stewart. I had a fish that perhaps hated us so much it swam into a shell to die. We had to power wash it out with a tap. That's the most harrowing childhood memory.
So even in death, it clung onto that shell.
I'm not coming out.
Anywhere over my dead fish body.
Well, Lucy, I think this is an epidemic, a pandemic or whatever you call it, of fish that... Lucy, I had a goldfish commit suicide by jumping out the bowl and down my body when I was 7. Put me off fish for life.
That's a really bad way to say you ate your goldfish. It jumped out of the bowl and into my body.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, spread your love now on the Josh Widdicombe Show. We come to Neil.
Interesting emphasis there.
What?
No. Just didn't know what the now belonged to in terms of the syntax.
Do you know what the now was? What the hell's going on? How do I fill time?
Okay.
Now that's what I call radio. Now on the Josh Widdicombe Show, Aisling B will be taking on Neil of Fortune, in which Neil each week creates. Well, you create 3 games, don't you, Neil? And then the guest can choose a game to play.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'd say Aisling, his track record of creating good games is poor.
I'm a very bad game player. So, I mean, I think you might have met your match, Neil. Put it this way. They could go very well today.
Let's do it.
Here's hoping.
So,
Okay.
option 1.
Option 1, Aisling. It's called Plan B.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
No,
like that?
Do
Excited?
I?
Do you know what? The excitement in his little face when he got a good surname to pun on this week is...
Oh, you can see it.
there
You
won't
can
be
see
any
it.
Aisling puns, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Nothing.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashes to Aisling.
Very good. That's not a game, though.
Josh, save it for the pitch. Save it for the O2. Save it for the O2.
So Plan B is basically after Plan A comes Plan B. ABC was a song by the Jackson 5. 5 were a pop group from the 90s who recently starred in ITV2's Big Reunion. I have 3 statements from other acts on that show, of which some are true and some are false. Can you identify which are which? So do you like the sound of that game?
Oh, do I like something? Give me the others. I'd like to know my options.
Have you seen the big reunion?
Yes, very much so. I'm very much a fan of the big reunion.
I mean, that sounds like quite a good game.
I mean, the first big reunion was excellent.
Yeah.
And I genuinely, and I mean this, and I ain't telling no lie, when Bewitched came on and did their live performance of C'est la vie, I cried.
Did you?
Yeah. I got
Were you
really
there, or
emotional.
were you at home?
I got emotional for them. I was in my sitting room watching it back online while I was doing my exercise video, which was already hell, so I needed something to get me through it. I sat there watching, and as soon as they went, oh, I went, oh, Jesus. The memories out of that. The bloody memories.
Wow. So that's quite a good game, Neil, that you've created there.
Yeah.
So,
That's a
I
tempting
do watch
one.
the big I would like to hear the other options, though, Neil. I know you put a lot of effort into the whole thing, so I just want to give you your big day out.
Don't give me too much credit.
Yeah.
Okay, game number 2. Aisling Beatrix Potter.
Move on, next one.
You don't even know what it entails.
Oh, yes, sorry, Neil. Tell us what it entails.
I'm
We're
going
all
to-
waiting.
I'm going to read you a short piece from The Tale of Peter Rabbit, and I will then ask you 3 questions about that piece.
I mean...
All right, game number 3 is called Queen
Are you
Bee.
a fan of Beatrix Potter?
yeah, I mean, she was herself and Enid Blyton were things you people talk about in this country. Like, oh, I used
What,
to
you more
love
Seamus
when...
Heaney?
Yeah, we as children we used to sit there and read Seamus Heaney
James
to
Joyce.
each other and a bit of Joyce.
Mummy, I don't understand Ulysses. Why is it so long?
Game 3 is
Yeah.
called Queen Bee. Quite simply, what do you know about honeybees? We'll put that to the test with 3 questions, hoping you know
you're
your
good at
stripes and there's not a sting
Do
in
you
the
know
tail.
my uncle?
Oh, I see, Neil. I see. I actually didn't
Oh, wait.
realise when the first one was Plan B. I didn't realise you were going to keep going with the puns.
Yeah.
Oh, but you really took one idea and you milked that like a yodeling milkmaid. I don't totally like the idea of number 3 because I have quite serious views on bees and how we are treating them. Yeah, big time. We really need them, lads. Try and grow lavender in your gardens so we can keep bees going. But anyways, so why don't you know what? Go with the bloody Beatrix Potter number 2 and see how we go.
So we'll play a song while Neil prepares the game. This is Soundgarden.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
That was Soundgarden on XFM. We are in the middle of Aisling Bee playing Neil of Fortune. I mean, as if that doesn't, light your fire.
Is this the middle?
Well, there's
Okay.
you've chosen the game, and now the
And
second
now it's
section
for the
is you
middle.
play the game. Yeah,
Okay.
that was like the opening ceremony.
Wow.
So, are you ready?
I think so, yes.
Okay, so the game, Aisling, you've chosen to play is called Aisling Beatrix Potter.
Hey-oh.
And to recap for anyone who's just tuning in, I'm going to read a short piece from The Tale of Peter Rabbit. And
Have you cleared this with the author? Well, she's dead. But have you cleared it with the Beatrix Potter Foundation?
no,
Oh, well, we'll
awkward.
take our chances.
yeah. Well, buy the book if you like this short
They'll
extract.
send a flock of geese with bonnets around going, we're so sorry, we did not. Please stop pecking me.
So yeah, I'm going to read this piece and then I've got 3 questions. So it's basically like a memory test.
Oh, God.
Okay, so here we go.
Yeah.
Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail were good little bunnies and they went down the lane to gather blackberries, but Peter, who was very naughty, ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate. First, he ate some lettuces and some French beans, and then he ate some radishes. Then, feeling unwell, he went to look for some parsley. Round the end of the cucumber frame, whom should he meet but Mr. McGregor? Mr. McGregor was on his hands and knees planting out young cabbages, but he jumped up and ran after Peter, waving a rake and called, "Stop thief."
Is that it?
No, there's more to the story, but I'm
No,
not going to
I
read
know,
out the
but-
whole thing.
Oh, please don't.
So what happens in the whole thing?
I don't know.
Do you like
Prepared this just before the show.
Didn't they cook Peter? Isn't that what happened?
Let's not have spoilers.
Okay. Spoiler alert. He cooks Peter.
Okay, so first question based upon that reading.
Yeah, go on.
Who was the first rabbit mentioned?
Mopsy.
No, it's Flopsy.
Oh, that
Anyway,
classic rabbit.
question 2.
Yeah.
What did Peter look for when he began to feel sick?
Oh, I know this.
Parsley, yes, because it's very good for
Yeah,
your
why
tummy.
is that?
It's a very good. That's why they put it on food as a garnish, and you can eat it because it's actually very good for your digestion.
Oh,
Oh, is that right?
good
Yeah.
knowledge.
Same
So
like peppermint and
why
stuff.
why did he feel sick? 'Cause he had too many vegetables.
Because he had too many French beans, too many lettuces and too many radishes.
I don't think that
I
would
don't
ever-
know. I think
yeah.
he's got IBS because they're actually all very good for you and don't really.
Yeah.
If you'd said too much dairy, and maybe he'd eaten meat.
If he'd had a Jaeger bomb.
Yeah. If you had 3 quick Jaeger bombs in a row, maybe you should go and have some parsley, which is what we all do.
I've drunk too much. Have you got any parsley?
I've had too much Jaeger bombs. Does anyone have any garnish? For me, some indigestion.
So you got that one correct, so you're 50-50 at the moment.
Right, if you get this right, Aisling, then
Get my cash prize?
you get the chance for us to appeal again for your T-shirt, to your
Morning good.
morning.
Morning good. Okay, last question.
Yeah.
What did Mr. McGregor wave at Peter?
He waved his, what did he wave? Oh, I don't know, his English bulldog flag. What do you people wave? What did Mr. McGregor,
It's a garden implement.
he waved his rake,
True.
which is
correct.
very
Oh,
dangerous.
there we go. So,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
made us the T-shirts and you want to make a morning good one, there's your appeal. That was actually a good game, Neil. Did
Do you
enjoy
know
it?
what? I enjoyed that because it is a game. It's a memory test. It's one of those, and I knew what you were up to when you started reading it out. Mopsy, Blopsy, and Flopsy, and they walked and had 1 lettuce, 2 radishes, 3 chives.
It was like a really bad version of the
generation game.
the generation game.
Yeah.
I remember the chives.
Mopsy, Flopsy, Bopsy, Miss McGregor's rake, parsley, indigestion.
So there we go.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Miss Aisling B.
Morning good.
Now, one of the things we're talking about this morning, based on our catchphrase T-shirt, is mysterious things you've ever received in the post. Some texts on these. It is weird to send a kind of. Valentine's Day is the only time you're allowed to send a
Mysterious
anonymous.
thing. Because when you said that to me, you were like, oh, we'll be talking about mysterious things in the post. I really had to rack my brains because I'm like, well, anything mysterious is probably going to be illegal. Like, if someone sends you something mysterious, it's probably bad news.
Yes. Well,
anthrax.
yeah. Anthrax, or we got Angel Delight with our T-shirts. It's a very similar kind of level.
Do you know what I did get a couple of weeks ago? I got in 3 photos to sign, and they'd sent 2 photos of me, and accidentally they must have, when they Googled me, gotten a picture of Emer Kenny.
Oh,
who
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
look too unlike me. She plays a sister in Pappy. She's a friend, and she was in EastEnders and stuff. But they sent 3 pictures for me to sign, and one was Emer Kenny. So I wrote back I wrote on, this is not me. I've never been so insulted in my life. And then sent it back to them.
I think that's fair enough. I think that is. So, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Would you like Ben, Emily Price, or Martin?
Emily Price.
Okay. My sister received a parcel that just contained a rubber duck. There was no message, just the duck. What do you think?
What does it mean?
What does that mean? That's quite sinister, I think.
Yeah, see, that again would make me scared. It wouldn't go, oh, look, a rubber duck. How
Yeah.
lucky. You'd go,
You'd be, what's
someone's
in-
watching me in the bath. That's what that would say to me. Like, especially as a woman, if you get anything mysterious, you're like, straight up,
You wouldn't
let's
take a
move.
bath with the rubber duck.
No, there's definitely a camera in that duck. I bet you anyone. Emily Price, go round to your sister's house, cut the head off. Hopefully not while
Of
it's
the
in
duck.
its child's hands. And I bet you any money there's a camera inside it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is the sister. Ben, here we go.
Okay, what's Ben
Someone
got?
at the weekend left half a bag of pig's ears on my doorstep. No note, nothing.
Well, see, I would find that less sinister.
Would you?
Yeah, because he hasn't posted them. It's probably a butcher
Yeah.
who's gone to the wrong house or something. Accidentally made a pig's ear of it.
Oh.
Hey? Oh.
Yeah.
And just dropped them on the doorstep.
I when I was a student,
Hmm.
we lived in an old Chinese takeaway, and we
Just over
it
it.
had been renovated into a house.
Oh,
Well, we didn't
okay.
still have the desk out.
Yeah, I was like, Judge trying to do his essay and going, yeah, what was that, number 55? Yeah, there's your chicken sweet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, yeah, and by old I mean discontinued, not as in just
Rather
very
than,
well
like,
established.
A few old Chinese men walking around going, I won't do the accent, but I was going to.
we're all tempted. But we received a letter written only in Chinese, so we couldn't read it, with pictures of a Chinese family on holiday.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was quite. Well, we put the photos on the wall, which I don't know if that was. Is that an acceptable? I mean, it's a very studenty thing to do.
Yeah, it's a very student, and it's very ironic. It's very edgy. It's very.
I don't know if it's
humor.
edgy.
It is a bit edgy.
Two pictures. There was two Chinese children wearing Mickey Mouse ears at Disneyland, and then an old Chinese couple stood in front of the Statue of Liberty. So they'd obviously done the full East Coast experience.
Yeah, they'd done Florida and New York.
Yeah, they'd had a great time.
Yeah, and did
We
that
should have
make
got
you
it
feel
translated.
Yes, you didn't keep it. What happened? Did you just throw it in the bin eventually?
I think we moved.
No.
Oh, we'd become bored of giving out free prawn crackers.
We do not sell that here anymore.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
That was Vampire Weekend. This is the Josh Widdicombe Show on a Saturday, now lunchtime. And we are still joined by Aisling B.
Morning good.
And Neil.
Good afternoon.
And James Acaster.
Hello, Josh.
Hello. Now, James, I know you've seen on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, first I should be polite. How's your week?
Very good. All right. Yeah. I've just got a takeaway coffee and the.
I thought you were off caffeine.
No, sorry. I shouldn't say coffee. It's actually a peppermint tea. I don't know why I'm saying coffee.
Trying to be a big shot.
Yeah. Say
Cup of joe?
Ease of reference, I
just
suppose.
got to take away peppermint tea is a bit pretentious, isn't it? you know. I was trying to sound like the everyman for the listeners, but I'm not like you listeners, and you've got to accept that. But on the takeaway cups, you got the thick cardboard on the outside to insulate it. And that's just come off in my hands, and I realised I didn't realise how hot peppermint tea was.
You're in the most middle-class state of danger I've ever experienced.
Tell you what,
I've got a
James,
lawsuit on my
maybe if
hands.
you'd got a milky coffee, the temperature wouldn't have been as boiling.
There you go.
So
We've all learnt a lesson today.
Yeah.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Shoulda, woulda,
Those
coulda.
middle-class pretentious are going to get you killed, James.
that's what Beverly Knight was singing about when she did Shoulda Woulda Coulda.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, oughta, coffee now.
James, I've got good news.
Yep.
As you know, you've seen on Twitter. You have here. Where is it? Here is your. Oh my word! There's too many of them.
I'm
There
with
it is.
stupid.
No, that's not it. Here we go. You got a T-shirt with your catchphrase on.
Can't believe it.
Scrape Master. It's really not. Are you going to wear it out and about?
Well, you don't. That's a bit bad, isn't it, if you go and wear it out and about, because like, I will probably put it in my room somewhere nice.
Yeah.
But like, if I wore it around, even
When we do the, are we allowed to say?
Plans are afoot.
Plans are afoot to do the live show in Edinburgh at the XFM. We're going to all wear the T-shirt.
Oh, absolutely fair enough there.
Lads.
But like, out and about is like, either people know, if people listened to the show and saw me walking around wearing this, they go, he's absolutely full of himself. If they don't know the show and see that, I'll look like someone who's got separated on a stag do. Just like, Scrape Master, where are my boys? So that's really
Every casino in the town.
yeah.
Fuck off, I'm a boys.
Has anyone seen Sausage Dog and Freddy Fish Hands? Where are they?
Sausage Dog. Why Sausage Dog got his nickname?
I don't know. I had to figure
Because he's
something
got very
on the top of my
short
head. Sausage Dog. He's got a really thin body.
And he walks on all four. He's a sausage
Yeah,
dog.
he's an actual sausage dog. Yeah.
Actually, it's because he's so loyal.
Whoa, I'm glad you're pleased with
I'm very pleased with it. It's great.
Sausage Dog. What?
Freddy Fish Hands.
Freddy Fish. So I've never been on a proper stag do before. But
So why has Freddie Fishhand's got his...
Freddy Fish Hands? Just a fishmonger. That's all it is.
Is he called Freddie?
Yeah, it's called Freddy. So he's not called Freddy. He looks like Freddo from the chocolate bars. Freddo. So that's why we call him that.
Who else is on the stag do?
What's the other stag do? Tommy Anvil.
Tommy Anvil got his name.
He used to really like Wile E. Coyote cartoons when he was a kid.
Someone dropped a piano on him.
Yeah. Starburst Smith. Always eating Starbursts.
Tastes like a rainbow.
Yeah. Loads of people. All the gang.
All the lads.
Sausage Dog.
I think to answer your original question, James, no, we don't know who they're from.
Well,
But Sausage Dog's certainly in the frame.
Yeah.
With his loyalty.
One of the suspects.
Right. What should we play now?
Right, enough fun. Now for some indie music.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
James, we'll talk about pets that hated you.
Yep.
Presumably that's happened to you.
Oh yeah, loads. I had to house sit for someone once for the week, and she was my singing teacher. I've spoken about her ages ago on the show before.
Your singing teacher.
I used to have singing lessons, and they, as you can tell by my choice of career, they did not pay off.
Do you have a note? Would you have a tune?
No.
Oh, really?
I really can't sing. It's how, on my first lesson, she said, she turned to me, she tried to get me to sing a song. I sang it, and she went, right, I can't teach you.
You were that good?
Yeah, she went, you've learned
like
all there is to know.
Alexander Burke.
Yeah, you can teach me, though. And she went, you can't, it's hopeless, you're not going to be able to sing.
My word.
But anyway, I had to house sit for her. And,
I once house-sitted someone.
Yeah.
And I had to look after a cat. And the spooning out the meat from
horrible.
the can was... I would every day have to do that next to the sink while retching into the sink. It's the worst experience.
I used to love the smell of cat and dog food. I used to want to eat it. Yeah, I was properly like addicted as a child. They had to keep the cats away
You used to
from
want
me.
to eat it.
I did.
Did you ever eat it?
Give me some of that jelly bean. Oh, yeah. Like, my mother had to put the cans up high. So I was like, oh, hey, Mum, I'm just going to go around to the back door just to see what's going on with the back. Don't you go eating that dog food.
Neil's quite deaf, so he has to put his cans on high as well.
Hey, we're all winners here today.
What would have been more
As
fun
is comedy.
if instead of hiding the cans from you, she should have just hid the tin opener. And just see you struggle to get into the cans in the garden with a rock or something.
Let me in. Let me into that juicy, tasty meatiness.
So which one did you want? The cat or the dog?
Dog, really.
The wet food, not the dry food.
Yeah. Not the dry food.
Dry foods.
Is this true?
Like a bowl of nibbles.
Yeah. I loved the smell. Still, it makes me go, Yeah,
I love
I'm a
petrol.
pescatarian.
I love the fresh
Yeah.
smell of petrol.
Yeah, I used to work in my uncle's garage as a child. He bought over this garage and didn't have staff for the first weekend. And we have like 17 cousins. And it was like Peter Pan's Lost Boys caravan, except it was all us Irish children just filling up tanks. And we'd charge people a $5, fill up their whole tank. My cousin started playing a game where he wanted to collect all the, are they called hubcaps? No, not hubcaps. What's the twisty bit? Petrol caps. And we'd started a collection of petrol caps. So we'd fill up people's cars, and we're on a motorway, so people wouldn't drive back. Yeah. And we'd fill up people's cars, and then he'd steal the petrol caps.
That is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Well, what we'll do, we've gone off topic here.
Slightly.
As is our want. So why don't we play Blink 182 and get back to James's story? Deal?
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Blink 182 on XFM. This is Josh Widdicombe with producer Neil,
Good afternoon.
Ashling B,
Morning good.
and James Acaster.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And you were telling us about when you house-sitted about a year ago.
Oh, yeah. So I had to look after the cat. The cat was called Nikita. And was the most
Who are you
spoiled
house-sitting
animal.
for?
My singing teacher.
Oh, yeah.
So she was a real spoilt cat, and one of the things when my singing teacher was like showing me around the house and what I needed to do, she said, when you're going for a wee, don't.
Sorry. Honestly,
We all do it, Josh, and I tended to do it while house sitting. I don't hold it in other people's homes, especially when I'm house sitting for them. She went, when you go for a wee, do not lock or close the door, because Nikita likes to come in and either watch, number one,
a voyeur?
yeah, or while you're weeing, she likes to drink out of the bidet. So you do have to wee and operate the bidet at the same time. So she can, but she'll only like to drink out of it while you're having a wee. And I was
Whoa.
so obviously,
What about what I want?
yeah. What about my life?
My needs.
Do you know what I want? To not be watched while I have a wee.
Yeah.
By a cat.
So I just didn't do it when I was house. I didn't do it, and the cat hated me so much. Every time I was going
How
for a
did the
wee,
cat know you were going for a wee?
could hear me. I was like, I'm a loud weeer. Also, side note, I kept the key to that house after I
Weird.
left, because she told me that she'd need me house sitting again. But then once I was in the town centre, which her house is near, and I was caught short.
No!
So I went to hers and she wasn't in, so I just let myself in, but it was a number 2.
James, that's really weird. That's
So it is really weird. But I was gonna have
That's like in
weird.
Pulp Fiction.
I was gonna have an accident or something, so I needed to go in there. But I went in the downstairs toilet.
Where was this, Kettering?
This is Kettering, yeah. This is I don't know. Hopefully,
What would you have done if she'd come in?
well, I'll tell you what, the worst point to come in would have been, because it gets worse.
Oh, no.
It was a downstairs
You're like
toilet.
the crazy man in a Wes Anderson film.
Yeah, I am, yeah.
Put on the Scrape Master t-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people probably won't want to hear this story, but like I did a number 2 in the downstairs toilet.
No,
Did you leave the door
Is that
open
out of
so
order?
that the cat could...
Just
Yeah,
to check, is
that-
number 2 the worst one?
Yeah, that's the bad one. That's the bad one.
Oh, God.
And but because I was in such a rush and so panicky, I didn't think to check if their toilet roll supply
Oh, James.
was
Oh,
to
what
stock,
to do? This
and it
is-
was not.
Oh.
So I had to make my way
Oh,
from the downstairs to the upstairs bathroom
James.
in a pre-wipe state,
Oh, no.
and the stairs,
Trousers up or down?
regrettably, no trousers. I just lost the trousers. I thought that would be the easiest.
So did you take your shoes and socks off to get your
No,
trousers off?
no,
as well?
I took my shoes off, but I left them in the
So
downstairs.
you went up with your
It can't be
Yeah.
true.
It's true.
your lad having a dangle and your socks up the stage.
Yeah, really
So,
awful.
wait a minute, you'd broken into a woman's house
Yeah.
using the toilet.
Yeah.
I think this is worse than breaking into her house. I
It
think
is
breaking him
worse.
as an old key you used to have is just
Yeah.
terribly weird.
You broke into her house, you were using the toilet,
Yeah.
and then after using the
James.
toilet, you realised there was no toilet paper.
Yeah.
So rather than pull up your trousers and waddle upstairs,
Yeah.
you decided to jettison the trousers.
I wasn't thinking straight.
Did you jettison your pants as well?
I wasn't thinking straight. I don't know who that guy was.
It was a moment of
feel like me.
madness.
But the worst thing, I mean, luckily...
Oh, what's the worst thing?
Well, no. Luckily,
There's more.
no one came home, but the stairs are right in front of the front door. So that walk up the stairs with my back facing the front door is the scariest walk I've ever had to do in my entire life. I thought, if they come home now, this is... I'm never going to live this down.
But luckily, no one ever found out.
No, luckily no one ever found out until I broadcast it on the radio.
Oh, God.
So,
That's one of the most... Because we're all having a laugh about what happened, but you still went into her house with her key.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
James, it's so weird. It's so straight up weird.
what would you have done if you'd got it? Was the cat there?
Yeah, the cat was there. It knows how to keep its mouth shut, though.
When you were upstairs,
Yeah.
did you use the paper there, or did you then...
Made the trip upstairs going, well, I've started my business down there. I'm going to finish it.
Did you flush before you went up?
Yep.
You left your trousers downstairs?
Yep. And then
What age were you, James? What age
I
were
had to
you?
go back down again, yeah. But this time a bit less sullied.
What age were you, James?
I would have been probably 18.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Oh, my word.
I've never really told anyone that.
I wish you hadn't.
Josh Widdicombe podcast. XFM.
Now, would you prefer a mysterious thing someone's... Shall we have one of each?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, do you want pet or thing in the post first?
Post.
Post. Every year, this from Martin, with a Y, eccentric. Every year, I got a birthday card and a £10 gift to the previous homeowner on my actual birthday.
That's
No return address, guilt-free £10.
that's brilliant.
That is cool, Mulder and Scully on that one.
Yeah.
That's a great... Well, I mean, there are 6 billion people in the world and only 365 possible days you could have your birthday. So, I mean, it's why it's like cool. It's not like, there's so many.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my
pretty
God,
bad.
you want to
Same
sit
house.
around and...
But then to get the £10... Yeah, no, you're right.
On your actual birthday,
sorry.
though.
I love... Oh, that's
Well-
terrible. That's crazy. No, it's not. Yeah, you're right.
Also, though,
It's just lucky.
Whoever's sending that clearly doesn't have a very close relationship with the previous.
Yeah.
Owner,
Also,
because,
Martin's
like-
opening the post.
Surely you would
I
be
do
like,
that.
did you
I
get that
open-
£10 I sent you?
Do you open the post?
I opened the former tenant's post because I've been in my house about 3 years now, and I do have an absolute. You should have done this differently.
Yeah.
So if something comes, especially at Christmas, I still get Christmas cards for other people, and I open those. And I just sort of
I've
initial
got
them
a
around
pile
my house.
about 2 inches of letters to PJ O'Neill. I've got no idea who he is.
PJ, you're
Do you know PJ
still
O'Neill?
live in the same house as PJ O'Neill. I love PJ. Give them to me. I'll give them to him.
I'll pass them on.
May I just say, Aisling, I think you opening other people's posts is a horrible invasion of their privacy.
I can't believe that.
And it disgusts me.
Do we want a pet that hates someone?
Yes.
Why not? This is from someone called Josh. Make of this what you will. I was once attacked and mugged by a llama.
Oh, gosh. Is that end of the message?
End of the message. Over and out. I mean, do you believe that?
Yeah,
Was it the Dalai Lama? I'm so...
on his day off. I don't have to be nice today. Give me your wallet.
Can't be true.
No, that's
Well-
very true. Do you know why I know that's
They
true?
wouldn't mug you for your things.
Yes, they do. Shiny things. Animals in zoos often go biting and on safaris and stuff like that, and they often are looking for shiny objects. They think they might be nuts.
There's more information. It says it took his phone but gave him back his SIM card.
Showed him a bit of mercy.
I don't believe that.
Well,
I do.
I think mug just obviously they've deliberately used a very human word there. Don't go thinking the llama had some kind of weapon on it. It was like
The thing is, that llama,
give me your phone.
I mean, obviously he's turned to crime, but he's probably got drug problems. We don't know if he's had a bad upbringing.
There's a lot
Do you know
going on
what?
in
I
that
think
llama's life.
I think that he might get a second chance, and I think if the current government will only implement things that will help offenders
Yes.
to stop them from reoffending, then yeah.
We don't want to
fact-
see llamas
This
in
is-
cages.
This is LBC Radio.
I imagine that tweet was actually tweeted by the llama on the stolen phone. It's a cry for help.
Should we have one more now?
Go for it.
Yeah. My cat.
Also, you went into that there like it was going to be a joke, like my hat, like
My hat is
someone from
so
the
tall.
from the
I have to
musicals.
phone air traffic control when I leave the house.
My mother-in-law.
This is from Karen Swift. God, it's tough, this. My cat hated my brother so much when we were growing up, it got in a fight and lost the end of its tail and purposely hid it in his toy box to traumatise him.
That's crazy.
That's brilliant.
Llama seems more plausible now.
Do you think, which do you believe more, the cat's tail or the... Oh, sorry, I didn't even mean that.
I love it being 1930.
It's time for the cat's tale with Josh Widdicombe. Every week, Josh tells a story about cats sent in by a listener. This week,
That'd be quite good. Write that down now. The cat's tail.
Is that one of the box now?
this week, it's a cat who can't get enough of B-days.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Kasabian on XFM, bringing us more or less to the end of today's show. It's been a great one, hasn't it, Neil?
Good, my face hurts, which is always a sign of a good show.
I've had a great time.
We beat Neil up between take during the
Using our
songs.
jokes, using our sharp wit.
In many ways. Why have you got the headphones on, Neil?
Because I'm a professional, mate.
Oh, right, fair enough. Snap them on his ears, James.
I've got my headphones.
Take that, Neil.
What's that? You got something in your jumper? Bang, in the nose, straight away. Dealt with. Imagine. Now is your chance to plug. You've obviously, as a reward for coming in, Neil, to start.
I'm off next week, so no.
Okay.
Still listen to the station, obviously.
James.
I've also got nothing to plug because I am on tomorrow. I fly to Australia, so I'll be, if you live in
We have
Australia,
Australian listeners, mate.
hey, Australian listeners, I'll be at the Melbourne Comedy Festival for the whole month, and listeners in New Zealand, I will be there for a month after the Melbourne Festival.
2 months of no Acaster.
2 months. See you later, mate.
Oh, that's sad. You'll be able to text.
Yeah, I can send you yeah.
Will you still be on
Southern
Twitter,
Hemisphere.
James?
I'll still be on Twitter.
Oh,
I'm still allowed. Yeah, so
Facebook.
those amazing tweets will still be on Facebook.
That's
big
good.
time.
Do they have Weetabix out there?
No, I'm gonna struggle.
You could bring some in your bag.
Yeah, well, I've got a second suitcase just full of Weetabix.
Well, they say, have you got any food stuff to declare? Yeah. Got 208 Weetabix.
And
What are
I'll
they?
start my day the proper way.
got a beanbag full of milk.
Aisling? Well, you, as the debutant, we'll let you go last. I should plug. Tonight, I am in Brecon in Wales. Come along. There are quite literally tickets still available. Tomorrow, Paul, not sure. I don't think there are tickets still available. Well, there might be. Check if there are tickets still available. Wednesday, Cardiff Glee. Thursday, I'm not doing anything. Friday, I'm in Hedge
This
End.
is even more boring than Neil's story.
Friday, I'm in Hedge End. If anyone can tell me where that is, that would be much appreciated. So they are my plugs for the week. And we are off next week, aren't we?
Yeah, we've got a day off.
Also, I would like to plug the O2 on...
I think people know about it, mate.
So it's a lovely local venue. Need your support. Get down there.
Keep it local. London, keep it local.
Also, we would like to plug...
O2 Comedy Gala.
The Great Ormond Street Channel 4 Comedy Gala on the 16th of May. Do come along. Great lineup. All in aid of Great Ormond Street. And they've almost built a new wing to Great Ormond Street off the back of that. So do pay for the final few bricks. Aisling B.
Is there anything I would like to plug? Just James Acaster's bum. Morning good, everyone. I've been Aisling B.
There we go. Job done. Thank you very
That's what
much.
James said.
But all too soon.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.